to the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, and you're watching Out of the Fast Lane.
We're here with Jordan Hill at the Devil's Bowl Speedway, and normally you race at Albany Saratoga Speedway with your limited sportsman. You came from the go-karting ranks, jumped up to a limited sportsman. This is your first year here, but so far your second night here at the track. So far so good.
Yeah, had a little shock issues in practice, but didn't have enough time to change it between practice and qualifying. So starting in the back there, but we're starting in the back in the feature and hopefully make our way up.
Now, Devil's Bowl is a little different when it comes to racing compared to Albany Saratoga Speedway. Albany Saratoga Speedway, of course, with the elbows up, kind of a tighter racetrack. It's a little bit more wide open. So making that adjust from that track to this track, how hard has it been?
As long as you kind of got the driver mentality, you can kind of get the hang of it somewhat decent. Got to make some changes on the car, definitely, but you definitely got to get used to the slick. Like Malta's it has a lot of bite in it. You're driving off, but here it's a little slick. Yeah, so you got to get used to it, but it's not terrible.
Now, jumping up from the kart ranks, obviously came from the go-karting area. So jumping up to a limited sportsman, so you go from a flat kart to a open wheel modified. How hard has that been, making that driver adjustment from a go-kart to this?
I mean, there's definitely not much you carry over from karting. A lot of people are like, oh, you got karting experience, you're good. It's a completely different car. I did have some knowledge with it because a buddy of mine, when I was growing up, raced limiteds. We always helped him in the pits. So I was aware of what to be prepared for, as in leaning over. A lot of people say you feel like you're going to flip. But it's kind of more of a mental game. You got to prepare yourself. And I know a lot of the car parts, like stuff like that, and mechanics. So there's not a lot you take over from karting, but it's definitely different. It's a big adjustment, drive style wise. Because in a kart, you're making sure you want to turn a little bit. In the big cars, you're throwing it in and definitely trying to counter steer. So it's a big adjustment, I'd say.
Absolutely. So going into tonight's feature, it's coming up in just a little bit. You're starting towards the back. Obviously, it's your second time here. You're just learning most likely. But what's your game plan here in this one?
Going forward, the first time I raced here, we placed decently, and then we had a car malfunction, but I definitely want to move forward. I want to go for a top 10. That's kind of my goal. Who knows what's going to happen, but that's what I'm striving for.
Absolutely. Your feature is getting ready to go here. Jordan Hill getting ready to go here tonight at Devil's Bowl Speedway with her limited sportsman.